Hi everyone. In this video, I'll show you the sequence for using Barhart for your exam. So you'll have teeth 26 to 29. So you can start with the posterior teeth actually. Place the toe, the instrument at the distal line angle. Close the blade, slide down the root, and then roll the toe distally. Finish up under the contact point, quarter turn, place the toe at a distal line angle, slide down the root, and with oblique strokes, you will be scaling the facial. When you reach the mesial line angle, make sure you roll, and roll. Go up on your fulcrum and tilt the blade towards the tooth surface to establish that 70 to 80 degrees. Move to the next tooth, toe at the distal line angle, close the blade, slide down the root, go up on your fulcrum, and continue scaling on a distal surface of 229. Quarter turn, place the toe at the distal line angle, slide down the root, and with oblique strokes, scale the facial, then roll the blade at mesial line angle, tilt the handle and the terminal shank towards the tooth surface to close that angulation between the blade and the tooth surface. Now remember, to find out the correct working, and you're gonna fulcrum first. That's the first thing you need to do. Fulcrum, place the toe under the contact of the posterior teeth, and if the terminal shank goes up and over, that's your correct working end. If the terminal shank for posterior teeth goes across, that's not going to be a correct working end, right? So flip to the other working end. Now for lingual, you're going to fulcrum on a maxillary arch with a mirror. Fulcrum again, 1 to 2 teeth away. Start at a distal line angle. Close that blade, slide down the root, and continue scaling on the distal 51%. Finish, quarter turn, start at a distal line angle, close the blade, slide down the root, and with oblique strokes you will be scaling on the lingual and then roll towards the mesial lingual surface. Move to the next tooth, distal line angle, close the blade, slide down the root, open to 60-70, engage your strokes, go 51% on a distal lingual area, quarter turn, place the toe at the distal line angle, use oblique strokes to scale the direct lingual, and then roll and roll and roll and roll and roll, moving on the mesial. Make sure you close that blade, otherwise you're gonna traumatize the tissue. Now for anterior teeth, find the correct working end. Again, fulcrum 1 to 2 teeth away. This time you want the handle and the functional shank be parallel with the long axis of the tooth. So basically, imagine the handle is coming out of the tooth surface, right? So place the blade at midline. If the blade is curving around the tooth, that's the correct working end. If you have the blade curving outside, curving towards the gingiva, that's not the correct working end. And we're not going to have this time the terminal shank being parallel with the distal surface of the tooth. Okay, so fulcrum, 1 to 2 teeth away, you got to be at 7, 8, 9 o'clock, whatever works for you. Up on your fulcrum, place the toe at the midline, slide down the root, and continue tilting the handle towards the left side, okay, and continue scaling 51%. Move to the next tooth. Remember, we're coming from right to left. Place the toe at the midline, slide down the root, open up the blade to 70 to 80 degrees, and continue scaling, rolling, 51%. Once you're done with the direct facial surfaces towards, fulcrum on the maxillary arch, and move to surfaces towards on a lingual side. Again, fulcrum 1 to 2 teeth away, start at the midline, and engage your strokes going 51%. I'm kind of struggling here because I have the phone in my way. But you get the idea, right? So you come from 26 to 27. Whatever working end you used on a facial, you're going to flip it for lingual. Okay? Lastly, the surfaces away. For surfaces away, you will move at 12 to 11 o'clock, anywhere between 11 and 1 o'clock. Fulcrum, 1 to 2 teeth away. Again, find the working end that's curving around. The terminal shank goes across the tooth surface and the blade is curving around. So fulcrum, place it toward the midline, close the blade, slide down the root, open up the blade, and open the blade to 70 to 80 degrees and continue scaling, moving 51% interproximally. Move to the next tooth, toward the midline, slide down the root, open up, and continue scaling, going interproximally. Okay? Make sure you're not leaning down. When you lean down, you're going to close the blade. So you want to be up on your fulcrum so you have that blade open so you can scale. Move to the lingual side. I like to fulcrum on the premolars, but if you want to fulcrum on the maxillary with your non-dominant hand, that's totally fine. Again, 1 to 2 teeth away. We're coming from right to left, so from 27 to 26. Place, let me see if you guys can actually see. Probably not. Okay, place the toward the midline. Slide down the root, open up the blade, and continue scaling. Again, make sure you're not closing the blade and going 51%. Move to the next tooth, toe and midline. Slide down the root, open up to 70 to 80%, 80 degrees, and then continue scaling on a mesian. Once you've finished, you will scale the lingual areas. So the working end you just had is going to be perfect for facial. So you want to have this elbow going towards the tooth. You make the handle and terminal shank parallel with your occlusal plane, and you will use horizontal strokes for those two teeth for facial. Roll that toe under the CJ. For lingual, again, use your mirror, fulcrum, switch the working end, and continue scaling the lingual, direct lingual area with horizontal strokes. And that's it, my friends. So keep watching this video until you feel comfortable with this sequence. All right, thank you. See you soon.